What's going on, YouTube? It's your main man, Mr. Council, back with another one, Saturday Motivation. You know how we do. I chose Saturday because Saturday is a day that's uniquely your own. Most people work a 9 to 5, so by the time they get to Saturday, they feel it's necessary to take their foot off the gas. But most artists, creatives, businessmen understand that Saturday is the day to put your foot on the gas and handle your business. What's good, people? It's another Saturday. We're here. We're excited. We're living. We're learning. I always feel blessed to still be here another day. I don't want to ever take another day for granted. I think I spent too many days doing that growing up. And I just, when you go through things and you live and you learn, it's just, you become so much more appreciative of life, having your abilities, just being able to walk, breathe, speak, think. It's a blessing. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be here with you. I just want to motivate you a little bit today. I'm going to try not to hold you too long. But I continue to go through struggles just like everybody else. And one thing I've learned over the years that it's always something. I think that's going to be the title of the video today. It's always something. We're always going to go through something. It's always going to be a problem. Anytime we think we're making some gains in our life, we're starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel. Something else just pops up. And this week I had another issue with a tire. I ran over a nail and I almost had to get a new tire because it was on the corner. It wasn't on the tread. It was right on the corner. So the guy said he couldn't fix it, but he told me how I could fix it with a raw hide patch. And we were able to work it out. And it set my day back. And I really got upset. It really got to me that day because I'm human. And lately when things have been coming at me, I've been handling it with grace and maturity. And I haven't let a whole lot bother me. And even though it was something as simple as that, it really got to me and it got me upset. And I was mad because I just felt like I can't catch a break. I just was in a place where I'm just like, I can't. It's always something that's going on with me. And then I bring myself back into perspective. I had to drag myself back to perspective because there's so many people that have so much going on that's so much worse than that. And I've had my share of go through, but it's so many people that are going through things that are so much worse. We have to keep our character in check. And I think that's the main thing that God is trying to teach me. And people say all the time that God speaks to them and people look at them like they're crazy. It's not that God is talking to you like you're hearing voices, but God is speaking to you through your occurrences in life. And if you don't realize that and you don't understand that level of thinking when people are speaking like that, then you're just not spiritually connected to the universe. And that might not be your fault. It is what it is. But God does speak to you in different ways through different things. And I heard in one of the Motiversity videos that I was watching, it says your talent will take you places, your character won't keep you. When I heard that this week, man, it put everything into perspective. Your talent will take you places, your character won't keep you. And I'm trying to do big things. I mean, the things that I'm asking for from the universe are not just normal. They're not small. It's not like I'm just asking for a pair of shoes or something little. I'm asking to help change people's lives through my music and through my motivation. And that's not some small little thing. And when you get involved in trying to inspire and motivate other people, your character has to be intact. Because if you really get out there and you make it, your life is under a microscope. And people will find the smallest thing that you've done in your past to tear you down. We've seen it with the Me Too movement, cancel culture. We've seen people's lives get tore down overnight. And we have no idea the amount of work that those individuals put into making themselves who they were. People don't know. People just think you're lucky when you make it, because they only see the positive side of what you're doing. They only see the end result. They don't see the work. They don't see the days you were shooting in the gym. They don't see the days where you got no sleep. They don't see the days where you had to read and study for hours. They just don't see the work that you put in, so they don't value you like you do. So it's easy for them to want to cancel you and want to tear your life down. We've seen it in our society. They build people up just to tear them down, because it's money on both sides of the coin. It's money in building people up, and it's bigger money in tearing people down. And that's what we learn to do. I remember one of my students had said to me one day, and it really opened my eyes to actually wanting to even become a celebrity, because they were talking trash to me. And I'm the biggest trash talker, so when I give it to you, I expect you to give it back. I want you to give it back, because it shows that you got something in you. All right? But they were just giving it to me one day. I was like, why y'all always got something to say about me? And they were like, because you're a celebrity, you're famous. And they really look at me like that. Some of them really look at me like I'm like that already. But that is how we have taught our children to treat celebrities. See, when I was growing up, we always revered celebrities. It was like this mystery. They were this great person that could do no wrong. And then regular people got their hands in it and just started trying to tear celebrities down because of jealousy, because they aren't who they are. And so they have no problem talking trash about a person and ripping them down. And so we've taught our children that we're supposed to tear down celebrities, or we can say anything about them, and it's not supposed to hurt them. It's not supposed to bother them. We can say anything to them through social media. We could talk about how their art is trash. We could just tear down anything that they've worked hours and days and years for, and they come out with, and we just rip it to shreds because we don't like it. Always got an opinion. And it's incredible to see what we're showing our children about how they're supposed to see people. It's amazing. So the thing that God is trying to do with me is, before he puts me where I'm supposed to be, he has to make sure my character is intact. And when I went through that problem this week, I proved that I wasn't ready, because I allowed it to upset me, and I almost let it ruin my day. And he redirected my day. See, I lost a couple hours that day. I was supposed to leave work. I was supposed to start driving Uber, get to the gym, and continue working on some of my music. That was my plan. But a monkey wrench got thrown in my plan, and it threw me off, and I got upset. And I was letting it bother me for a little while. And when I watch these videos and they talk about mindset, I didn't understand the true value of mindset until this year. I really honestly didn't. I always heard it. I always knew it some kind of way. But your mindset is everything. And when I allowed that small bump in the road to bother me the way it did, it wasn't a good thing. I should have remained calm, handled the situation, and just kept going on about my day. But I allowed it to get me stirred up emotionally. And everything ended up working out. I had to run around trying to find this special patch, and then I had to end up paying the guy to do it. It took a little bit of time, and, lost a little bit of money, but it wasn't as big a deal as I made it at first. It just really wasn't, not compared to what some people are going through. And so what happened was, after I finished, I decided, because normally I go to the gym, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take the day off the gym today, and I'm going to focus on driving, because I need to make a little extra money, because I got some things that I got coming up that I need to pay for. Excuse me. And so I was just going to go driving. And so I started taking rides. And on the third ride that I took, where did it take me? It took me back to the mall, which is where my gym is. And that was God saying, boy, if you don't get in this gym and handle your business like you've been doing, you're going to have a problem. And I knew once that ride took me back there, it was in the opposite direction of where I was headed to my house. I was headed to my home. And that one Uber ride took me back to where I was supposed to be, which was the gym. And I went in and I had a great workout. And I thanked the universe for it, because that was nothing but God. But God was testing me, because it was something simple that worked out, but I allowed it to stir me up emotionally. And little things like that are what God is looking for, to make sure that you are ready, so when he puts you where he needs you to be, that you can handle everything that's coming your way. And so until I take complete control over my emotions in good and bad times, I have to remain where I am. I remember earlier this year, I was driving back from South Carolina. And every time I'm taking a long trip, I always put on the GPS, even if I know where I'm going, because oftentimes, especially Waze, it'll tell you if it's upcoming traffic, and it'll tell you how to navigate around it. And I always love that, because every time in the past when I don't listen to the GPS, I'm running into traffic, or I hit something heavy, and I hate myself for it. I'm like, I should have listened to the GPS. I'm using my own mind thinking. But this time when I was on my way back, it had showed traffic, but I was like, it keeps taking me off the wrong way, like some different way. And I was like, I'm really not supposed to be going this way. I've never gone that way before. And normally I just listen and do it. But that particular day, I was like, no, I'm supposed to keep going on the Jersey Turnpike. This is where I'm supposed to go. And I got to that place, and I got hit with traffic. And normally, when something like that happens to me, man, I would have gotten so upset. I'd have been bothered. But I just stayed calm, and I didn't worry about it. And I just got on my phone. I started doing some work on my phone while I was sitting in this traffic. And then all of a sudden, bam, all of the traffic just went away. It just cleared up like nothing. And you could tell that on the GPS was a hard red line, that it was supposed to last for a few more miles. But all of a sudden, everything had broke apart. And I'm saying that because oftentimes God is leading you. See, I'm being led by God, and so I don't worry about what people have to say. And so I allow God. Something inside me told me not to turn off the road, nor like I normally would, and just follow the GPS. It was something inside of me that said, no, just keep going this direction. You're on the right path. Keep going. And even when I hit that bump in the road where it was traffic, I remained calm, and I didn't allow it to bother me, not even for a second. I swear to you, it didn't bother me for a second. And no less than 5 minutes later, all of that traffic cleared up, and I was on my way. Now, if I would have taken that path off the road like I normally would have, it would have taken me even longer to get to my destination. But I listened to that voice inside, and that was God speaking to me, saying, keep going on your journey. Keep going on this path, because I have you on the right path. And if you trust me, I will keep you on task. And I trusted him. I didn't worry about it. I didn't allow myself to get emotional. And everything worked out within a matter of minutes. And that would have been the same thing that happened the other day when it happened to my tire. If I would have just stayed calm, didn't get hyper emotional, everything would have worked out. But that was God just showing me, you still ain't ready yet. He was testing me, and I didn't pass that test. And so now the next time he throws something at me, I have to remain calm. Just like when I lost my phone. I almost freaked out. I was even trying to force myself to freak out, but it was a calm that was just in me, that I wasn't going to let it rattle me. And I was going to trust in God that I was on the right path. And that other phone that I had, it probably was the worst phone that I've ever had, because whenever I would play my music through the Bluetooth, the volume would just fluctuate. And I spent probably the first 6 to 8 months trying to have somebody help me figure out how to get that to stop, and I couldn't have it. I couldn't work it out. And so that every time I would listen to my music, the volume would just fluctuate, and I had to deal with that for a year. And I hated that phone. And God got rid of it for me. And I trusted him throughout the process. And he made everything all right. And so I'm saying all this to say, you got to trust and believe that God has your best interests at heart. And that he has you on the right path when you're allowing him to lead you. When you're allowing him to lead you and you're trusting in where he's leading you, everything is going to work out. And then he will catapult you to the place where you belong. And so I got work to do. I have to be mentally tough, mentally focused. Discipline is the key to success. Hard work and sacrifice will take care of the rest. We have to understand our spiritual connection to the place that we are. We don't understand how powerful it is. So open your eyes and listen to the universe and turn your life over so you can be led. Because if you think you're ultimately in control at the end of the day, you might get some money, but you're going to lose it all because of your character. Sometimes your talent will take you places. Your character can't keep you. And I'm going big places. And I need my character to be intact along this journey. I want to thank you guys for continuing to listen to me cackle every Saturday. I want you to hit that like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to this channel if you're a new listener, because we're doing big things over here and we're inspiring people every Saturday. And I'm going to be back Saturday after Saturday no matter how many people watch, because I know what I'm doing over here is special. I want you guys to pick up that Better Man Chronicles album, because it's still cranking. And at first, I was going to roll it out in just a year and then just move on to the next, because I've been working on the next album. But I'm going to take my time in promoting this Better Man Chronicles album because it's special. People don't understand how good it is. And I'm going to keep banging it in your head until people start to listen. And I'm making new fans every day through this Uber, showing people this music. And they're showing me some love, and I'm appreciating it. And I know I'm going on long here now, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But I want to thank you guys so much for listening, those of you who rock with me. Trust me, we going big places and doing big things. That's my time, y'all. Peace to all my people in the struggle.